Good morning, folks. Good morning and welcome to FYI. For your information, it's the 11th day of May already, believe it or not. It's the 11th day of May and it's a wet morning where we are in downtown Georgetown where we're broadcasting live from. It's a wet morning. Hope it's dry where you are. Yep. Hope it's a dry morning. Welcome, folks. Share the live, smash that emoji button, folks. We're happy, we are delighted that you folks, we're delighted you good folks are here with us this morning. Good to have each and every one of you on the live. Let us ensure that we are broadcasting to all of the right pages, all of the right places here on social media, and then we're gonna have a go at it. But good to have all of you who are already joining us from YouTube, already joining us from Facebook, already joining us from Twitter. Good to have all of you guys here with us. How has the morning started at your end? I know it's cool in some places and maybe warm in some others. It's just in between with a lot of rain at our end, a lot of rain as the day has started on this side. But a very, very good morning to each and every one of you. Whichever page you all are following us from this morning, joining us from, ensure you follow that page. And if you're joining us from our social media page on YouTube, ensure that you subscribe to that page as well. Bella Mona and all the other guys who are joining us, subscribe to those pages and ensure that you never miss a moment. Beatrice Selby, we see you there, and Finel Innes and Edward Brooms. Good to have you guys on. Do let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear. All of those persons who are on duty this morning, the technicians. Yolanda, we see you there. Marlon, Debbie and Sabina, Pat, and all the other guys joining us. We're simply delighted that you folks are here with us today. Good to have you all. Good to have you all on the live. Debbie and see Sheena, Donna, out front parts. Good to have you as well, folks. We got quite a bit to share with you folks, so we want to have a go at it. We want to have a go at it. Quite a few things to share with you guys this morning. Quite a few things, and we starting in the morning papers. That's where we're picking up the discussion from. We are going to be starting in the morning papers with some of what we're following this morning. A lot to cover, a lot happening, and not only here in Guyana, but regionally and internationally. A lot happening that we want to bring to your attention. Lennox Anderson, we see you there, and Claire Alexis Chamley, we see you as well. We got Beatrice and Pat is on duty, technician. Pat is on duty. Pat says loud and clear. Pat John, thanks for showing up this morning. Marlon says rock and come in. Thanks for showing up this morning. Yeah. Alfred Potts is here as well, and Beatrice and Alicia Thomas. You know, Diana nowadays is here as well. Good to have you. Morning, neighbor. Morning. Good to have you folks on with us, wherever you're joining us from. And quite a few things to share, quite a few things happening in the morning papers today. We wish to bring to your attention. We wish to alert you guys on quite a few things happening this morning. Quite a few things. And again, great to have all of you all outside with us this morning. You know, walk with your umbrellas if you're joining us at our end. You know, you're gonna have to walk with your umbrellas because they're telling us, folks, weather-wise, 28 degrees outside. They're telling us it feels like 30. 28 degrees outside. It feels like 30. And I don't know if we're picking up on, you know, some of the weather in places like, Suriname and French Guyana and, you know, neighboring places, Venezuela and so on. But a lot of rain. They're telling us here, weather.com is the place we like to follow for information about the weather. They're telling us there's a 49% chance it's going to rain, and this is especially in Georgetown. It's a 49%. That's, folks, it's going to rain. It doesn't rain already. So it means we're going to have a great amount of rain this morning. So walk with your umbrella, walk with your raincoat, and let's take it easy out there. You know, be even more cautious. You're driving, you're walking, you're riding. Be a little more cautious out there than you would usually. 29 degrees outside. They're telling us, weather.com says it feels like 30, and there's a 49% chance it's going to rain. I know some of you would rather do rain. No, some of you would rather do rain than the other stuff. You know, I know you would rather do rain than the other stuff, but you know, some of the things we're following this morning in the morning papers. Yep, some of the things we're following this morning in the morning papers. First up, folks, I don't know if you guys had a chance to see Beyonce's on tour. One of the headlines we're spotting in the morning papers. Beyonce's on tour. And I'm just happy, to see Beyonce outside. Tremendous talent we have in Beyonce. I'm just happy to see Beyonce outside, I was looking at this so we can report it. We follow all kinds of things. We sift through all kinds of things internationally in the region to get, information, to curate information that you guys might be interested in. I'm just happy to see Beyonce. So we studied this photograph for a long time. There's a bodysuit with hands, Some folks would say lucky hands. Sheila Boyd-Child, lucky hands, I don't know. I got hands here. I'm willing to, make use of them. We ain't got to, paint on hands and all these different things. You could, just saying, just saying. But this is the Renaissance tour, they tell us. And we want to wish Beyonce good luck with that. The Renaissance tour. Send us the photos. Send us the photos. They were hands all over in this bodysuit. We love it. We love it. Hands all over. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sheila Boyd-Child says, lucky hands indeed. Lucky hands indeed. One of the things we're following, folks. One of the things we're following in the morning papers. Yeah. We saw also your boy meeting with a U.S. official. So your boy meeting with a U.S. official, meeting with Department of State, U.S. Department of State representative yesterday. I feel personally the fellow was sizing him up for the orange bodysuit. That's what I feel. I know this is a huge step down. I mean, we just finished talking about Beyonce making the headlines, and then we gotta deal with these jacobats. But it's not a headline in the morning papers. I think the fellas are tailor really and truly. Sizing him up, say, let me see what size but this he bodysuit. Size and color could take nice. Do we want a gray? Do we want an orange? Right? I think orange can bring up your complexion. So, they said they were meeting with U.S. State Department official. Yeah. They really want this stamp of legitimacy. You really want this stamp. Right? And so they love photographs like this. They love photographs like these. Love it. They like these for the opportunity. Right? And John says red and orange. We bring out the complexion real nice. Bring out the complexion real nice. And John says red and orange. Right? Red and orange. Yep. Red and orange. Yolanda says you get in size up. It's true. It's true. I would love to see, we probably got to wait 20, 25 years. Some of the reporting that comes from the embassy here in Georgetown, the U.S. Embassy, back to Washington, back to their capital. When they're writing when Sarah had to write like a little bio on Jagdew, what did she say? If irrelevant, talk to Jagdew. What do they say about these characters? That'd be interesting. Debbie Collins, that itself is a book, That in and of itself is a book. I'd love to see some of that. Love to see, but we might gotta wait a little time. We might gotta wait a little time for some of that reporting. But we gonna wait. We in no hurry. We gotta wait. What we gonna do? If we gotta wait, we gotta wait. Look at another one of those headlines that we're following in the morning papers. Another one of those headlines, 3 shot at Fairfield. We spoke about this yesterday. 3 shot at Fairfield, and that's what this country has become. The wild, wild west. People just take matters into their own hands and just go and shoot up. Who vex. Lots of people do things. You tend to see that where there's an absence of law and order. People are concerned, just go and shoot up. Three persons, they're telling us. Land dispute. Why is it people don't repose confidence in the police? We believe strongly, Delon and Ann and BHS, Edward. We got some good folks in law enforcement. Some good folks who are staying committed to what they've signed up for. Some good folks. But then you got some others. And maybe those others overshadow the good in the force. And people don't want to repose their confidence there. For whatever reason, and people tend to take matters into their own hands. Take matters into their own hands. Here is part of that shooting that was captured on video yesterday. Here's part of that. Wild Wild West, we said last evening. Wild Wild West. Yeah. Wild Wild West. Folks, here's some of the information, some of the backstory. We're picking up on this one. Here's some of the backstory, and we're getting this information out of Starbucks News. It says here that an age-old unresolved land issue resulted in the shooting incident yesterday afternoon at Fairfield. And this is Region 2, which left, as we said, 3 persons injured. The shooter was taken into police custody. Rupchan Miraj, his son, Satan Miraj, his daughter-in-law, Rajkumari Raghubar, and all of Legwan were shot, right, and had to seek medical attention. According to Rupchan Miraj, he's a contractor. He went to Fairfield there on the Essequibo, where he had several pieces of equipment parked. He went with his son and his daughter-in-law, right? And because he has some contracts in that region, some contracts that are ongoing, and he said that he went to Fairfield, where he had these equipment parked up, along with his son. They went there, and they said the area where these equipment parked, where they're parked there, that is the area that is in dispute by 2 other contractors who are claiming that they own this land as well. Right? And then is when all of this mayhem took place. Wild West. People got to know they're safe if they're going to be firing so indiscriminately. People got to know that they're protected. To be able to do that. And so, as they said, the The shooter was taken into custody, and let's see what becomes of this. Let us see what becomes of this. Wild, Wild West, wild, Wild West. And finally, some of the headlines we are following is, this is another one that we're following. They're telling us that Sir Mars, again, as an update, died from being stabbed 8 times and crushed to death by his own vehicle as that young man backed up that vehicle on him. And they're telling us as well that the interment of Sir Mars is going to take place next week. Thoughts and prayers again with that family. Our thoughts and prayers go out to them again. And we're going to change up things a little bit and turn our attention to some of what, guys, we're following internationally. Some of what we're following internationally. And here are some of those issues. Don Sullivan, good to see you there. And Tessa Lane and Yolanda, always here. Erwin Don over in Region 3. Sheila Boyd Child, Donna Joseph. Guys, you make the program what it is. Can't lie. Y'all make the program. Y'all make the program what it is. We want to thank you guys for coming by. For coming by. If it wasn't for y'all, we just here talking to myself. Like some of them boys on some of them programs, talking to themselves these days. Mental health is real. Protect it, folks. Protect your mental health. Yolanda Thomas, Debbie Collins, Margaret Nelson, Marilyn Lorma says present. Marilyn run out. Good to have you, Marilyn. And Magnell is here too. Good to have you, Magnell. I see Candy yet. Kind of like she's sleeping a little. Is it the weather? Is it the weather? Trump could lie. Like when Arch Strut. Folks, the folks came out against Trump, had a CNN town hall. That's not what they call it. People feel that Trump shouldn't be on television at all. Rape, assault, and so I mean, like, where's America going? Huh? Where's America going? You had some, strong folks. We saw a headline. This insanity should be pulled off the effing air. Folks with quotes in here, what we saw in some of the headlines. With Trump, this insanity. Could Trump be a role model? And we were articulating for you guys last evening some of the legal hurdles that in Trump's path. Gone were the days, apparently. You used to have a little misdemeanor, but cancel you from running for office there in the US. Once it became public that you were embroiled in all this, Trump just found guilty of sexual assault. Huge indictment, indicted. How many times, Trump had was impeached? Twice? All of these things, you see, people throw it out the window now. We want the same corrupt bastard. We want the same fellow. Has America fallen? That's a good question if you ask. June Cameron just showed up. June said we outside. Folks said last evening, this insanity should be pulled out the damn air. Tend to agree. Tend to agree. This madness shouldn't be on air. Right? A lot of stuff happening. A lot of stuff happening. Another one of the headlines we're following. Folks, the world has gone mad. Boris Johnson, who was Prime Minister there in the UK, Johnson into the similar temperamentally from Trump, into different, right? Into different from Trump. And we're learning now that Rishi Sunak, who served as Chancellor, where is Mia Miller and Ayabo? They're in this neck of the woods. Rishi Sunak, current Prime Minister, served as Chancellor in the Johnson administration. He served as Chancellor. And when he left, they said it precipitated the downfall. It precipitated the downfall of Johnson. And we're now learning that after Sunak had resigned, Johnson wanted to send him a message. He had found a video on social media, and he said the video summed up how he felt about Sunak. leaving so unceremoniously, right? He said he wanted to send in this video in which this video calling Sunak by this derogatory term, starting with C, and he got 3 other letters following. He wanted to send Sunak this video. Yeah, all that's coming to life. Ayabo says, I hear. Mark Allman, thank you for that contribution. Folks, Mark has just made a contribution to our program, which is going to help us a far way. And it presents us an opportunity to say, thank you, Mark Allman, in the comments there on YouTube. If you follow us on YouTube, in the comment section, there's a dollar sign. You can contribute to our program live. You can only do that when we're on air. When we're live, YouTube allows that feature. Mark, thanks for that contribution. We see you. All right, we see you, Mark. Dolly and Donna and Faye and Rhonda Spencer, we see you too. We see all you guys there. Thank you, folks, for joining us this morning. So you wanted to send this what could amount to an expletive. He was upset Sunak had left, and this Sunak leaving precipitated a whole host of other cabinet members either resigning or threatening to resign, and that spelled the downfall of the Johnson regime, the Johnson administration there in the UK. Yeah, somewhat we're following. We recently knew, but why all these people got a look like the PPP? They look a little bit like the PPP. Look Santos now, Folks said Santos has lied. This is George Santos. Is he a senator? I can't remember on the spot. But definitely, a political personality. I was about to say political player, but I don't know if George with that status. Right? They said George could lie, and that's one of the things that came out of that town hall with Trump. Folks said lie after lie after lie. Trump was peddling. They said Santos has lied with everything concerning his life. He's a con man. He's a thief. He's a scamp. He could be PPP easily. Easily. Santos could be PPP. So he's lied about everything concerning his past. Everything. And this is the actual headline we saw. Right? Accused con man who happened to trade in politics. The Jacques you're talking about? No, it's George Santos. George Santos. Accused con man who happened to trade in politics. Yeah. Same fellow. Right there. Same fellow. He happened to trade in politics. Part of what we're following internationally this morning, folks. Part of what we're following. I think finally, President Zelensky of the Ukraine, we were talking last evening about this counteroffensive. Russia seemingly have the upper hand, and Zelensky says that the counteroffensive is going to take time. We live in this microwave era. It can take time. It took a little time for Russia to gain the upper hand in that war there in the Ukraine. Zelensky says it's going to take a little time. We saw Japan, like the US, donating about $1 billion in aid to the Ukraine. Pay some power, Japan. Your pockets are deep like that. Yep. Over $1 billion, Japan will be donating in aid to the Ukraine. Pay some power. Gotta get some Japanese friends. Share more curious, like we line with the wrong set of people on it. And it come in, like we line with the wrong set of people, Dolly. Japan. Yeah. I want to start in foreign language, I got to pick up. Years ago, I started with my Spanish, some German. I got to pick up back, Fall down a little bit, got distracted. Some of y'all. Leslie, got distracted. Some of y'all. But we got to pick up back now. And sometimes we let ourselves fall, To thine own self be true. Quoting Shakespeare this morning. Hope I get it right. I end up like my boy Robinson. Yeah. When sorrows come not a single spice. To thine own self be true. The good book says he requires truth on the inward part. Sometimes we fall down a little bit. We got to pick her back. You Yolanda is helping us this morning. She said Santos is a Republican senator. Yes. Scam. He's a scam. Right? Or we don't want to link with the Japanese too. Rock and come in. Or when rock and come in. But Zelensky says that this offensive will need some time. See? It's going to need some time. And finally, folks, if you want, to journey into space, this particular company, Michelin star, right? You can have breakfast and dinner and so on the edge of space, they say. I don't know if you got 130,000 lying around, right? Folks, 130,000 US. We want to build a studio that we can do this, professionally, right? You got to rent space to house the equipment and to be able to do this professionally. It's costly. It's costly, and we still subsidize it. We're grateful for every cent you all send us, how you partner with us. We'd love to have a studio of our own that we could do this and maybe add some commercial aspect to it so that we can weigh in off of always asking and begging y'all and singing needy. We'd love, if we could find some things to do. That's the point I really want to make. We could find some things to do with 130,000 US, But it's your money if you if you got it like that. You want to see the edge of space. They're telling us that a air controller turned now space enthusiast. He's been putting on this project, right? And according to CNN, right, eating a Michelin star level meal on the edge of space could be a reality next year, folks. So they're booking the seats in advance. The company is Zepalto. You could be eating your meal, right? I don't think you have the concept of a Michelin star level, right? You could be eating your Wagyu on the edge of space. You could be eating your, what's another good restaurant here? Right? You could be eating your KFC. You could be eating your churches. You could be eating your, what's the fancy restaurant there at the Marriott? What's the fancy one at Pegasus? You could be eating that on the edge of space. The company is called Zefalto. And this is part of space, their space tourism venture. Right? So if you got 130,000 US, edge of space once in a lifetime, Once in a lifetime. Yeah, you got it like that. Margaret, Brenda, we could think of a couple of things we could do with that kind of money. It's our dream, to have our own space, state-of-the-art studio. You come, you switch, you flick a switch and live. Good morning, folks. Welcome from the studios of CS, from the studios of credible sources, Yeah, that's our hope. Something happening in the region, folks. So I could be here right now, a little blue water, some shade and so on. Little sun in my toes, and I like sun in my toes for too long though. I got a little thing against dust and stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna be here right now though. Something's happening regionally, folks. We're following Haiti again. Haiti, here we come. Help we in Haiti. UN saying that we must act to end the violence against women and girls, especially caught up in this conflict here in Haiti. We must act to protect. We got to do more. Like when we meet in these big conferences, UN and other places, we said, never again we're going to allow X, Y, and Z, countries to slip so far. Never again will we allow war and mayhem and chaos. And then there's Ukraine, and then there's Haiti, then there's where's the other one with the two warring generals? All of that we got to deal with. Sudan, then there's Guyana, Never again will we allow install regime. Then there's Guyana. Gotta watch them. You know, UN experts saying we must act. We must act on Haiti. Must act on Haiti. In their parliamentary sitting, our parliament yesterday, by the measure of Trinidadian parliament, was boring. Our parliament yesterday. Trinidad has little sparks flying in their parliament. The leader of the opposition, former Prime Minister Kamala Persad Bissessa, said that things bad in Trinidad, people suffering, they're gripped by fear, crime. I think if Kamala spent a little time here, she realized, you know, Rowley, I apologize. Rowley, I apologize. If Kamala come, you know, and see what's happening wrong by this side. Every day something burning down. Every day crash accidents on the road. Not accidents, you know. You got a mixed crash with accidents. Crash accidents on the road every day. You know, look how them folks are shooting up there in Fairfield, in Essequibo. She got to apologize to Rowley. Said, boy, I think we had it bad, but them boys next door, them boys are hopping and skip across the pond. That's what she said yesterday. Fear is gripping folks in Trinidad. People suffering. Kamala, you know about suffering. You know about suffering. Right? Could you understand people who got a throw? You got one egg, 6 mouths to feed. People throwing water in that egg to stretch it. You don't know. Huh? You don't know house rents are these days? You know how high house rents are these days? Yeah? Family who move out and move back in with each other. You know? Those are what they call the launching years. Parents experience that with the children going off on their own. You know, now come moving back in. Mommy, come back. Run out too quick. My mother won't have me. You see? Or would she? I watching things. You got to move back in. There's so much of people live in a house now. 20 people in a 2-bedroom house. House is full. You got to go outside to turn around and come back in. You can't in the house and just turn around naturally. So many people in the house. You got to go outside, turn around and come back in. People sleeping in shifts, in homes. You got it bad, Kamala. You think? You come around this side and spend a little time. You can know what bad is, Kamala. You can know what bad is. Sabina Blue, you never had it so bad. See? Never had it so bad one day. Yep. Some others, as I said, folks, some other things happened in the parliament there yesterday in Trinidad. You know, we were tame by comparison. We were tame by comparison. And in common sense, Kamala is a hypocrite. I love when people are so blunt. Folks, I'm at that age. I was young, I'd go wrong in circles. You know, you don't want to offend people and so on. You know, but as you get along and you say flap that, you realize you got too much time inside. Get straight to the point. You can't just circle the runway, just land. Kamala's a hypocrite. Who vex? You deal with that. She's a hypocrite. Folks, look at some of the other things that transpired in the parliament in Trinidad and Tobago just yesterday. Look at some of those other... they had some heated exchanges. You know, as one particular exchange, the House was about to be adjourned. You know, and there was the question of a particular member of the opposition withdrawing a question that he posed. You know, our parliament was boring by comparison, by contrast. It was boring yesterday. Trinidad had a little sparks flying. Take a look.
You speaking? You speaking? Okay, well, when you're ready, when you speak.
Is the minister to answer the urgent question? That question has been filed an hour before the sitting, and the minister can't find it fit to come to this house to answer that question involving the breach of a...
Honorable members, there is a clear procedure that has been adopted by this house. Many times, when ministers are not present, we call on the leader of the house accordingly. So again, as I asked, the member has withdrawn, so now I proceed to the leader of the house.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, we were told that this question was withdrawn. You also confirmed you were not here. Superior, you were not here.
Members.
By the member
What is the relevance of whether Superior was here?
By the member for Oropuch East.
And who you shouting at?
Members.
I'm shouting at Superior because she was not here.
Leader of the house. Leader of the house.
Member for Oropuch East withdrew the question.
You weren't here either.
Members.
I was here when the member for Oropuch East withdrew.
What is this?
And you rose and asked again. You wouldn't tell me how to speak.
Members, 1 second. Members, honorable members, I give each one of you all the opportunity, and I will now recognize the leader of the house.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, as I was saying, before the member for Superior came in from her sojourn, you asked again to confirm whether this question was withdrawn. And the member for Oropuch East again said that the question was withdrawn. Unfortunately, Superior was not here. What aggression? Mr. Deputy Speaker, as I was saying, the member for Superior was not here, did not hear on the 2 occasions that the member for Oropuch East stated very clearly that he had withdrawn the question. Look him there, ask him, don't ask me. Look him there.
Oropuch East coming to take your wicket.
Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Oropuch East coming to take your wicket. Oropuch East coming to take your wicket.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, Ruka Maloney must be reigning.
What outburst is that for small pen? What first small pen? What is that outburst about?
Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Control of your members.
Senior counsel, what is that?
What your members doing?
Too aggressive.
You can't say
What outburst is that small pen?
Members, leader of the house, again, members.
What is that outburst about small pen?
Members, members, for the last time, members, please have your seats. And again, members, I will now call on the leader of the house for the adjournment. Proceed. Members, I have ruled. Okay, I have ruled. If at this late hour we would like to be treated like this, I so rule. Leader of the house on the adjournment.
Thank you very kindly, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Don't tell me what to do. Mr. Deputy Speaker.
I love it. Our proceedings, folks, as I said, our proceedings were boring by comparison. You know, boring by comparison. I love it. Love energy in politics. I love the energy. Love it. Moving on, folks. Moving on. You know, Judge had some words, as we still in Trinidad, you know, for the Minister of Legal Affairs and Attorney General there in Trinidad had some words the minister had said in relation to a particular case you know, that the person who who got off, as it were, who was released, right? He had friends in high places. He had friends in the judiciary, but the judge wasn't taking too kindly to that. Right? The judge wasn't taking too kindly to that and called him out. I think we're gonna circle back to this in the podcast. You know, the judge produced a long statement on what the not the Attorney General, the Minister of is it Foreign Affairs? I'm gonna get it right. But what the judge said was instructive. What the judge said was very instructive. Part of what he says, I'm not friend with criminals. And even though the fellow didn't name him personally, the inference was drawn, and the judge took exception. He said because it has the capacity of bringing the judiciary into disrepute. What the minister said. The implication, he said, this fellow here who was before the judge, you know, and pretty much got off. You get friends in high places. The judge took exception to that. He said it has the capacity to bring the judiciary into disrepute. Well, what transpired here a couple months ago, it had the capacity. The Caribbean Court of Justice told our Attorney General his actions brought the administration of justice into disrepute. Not could, not can, might. Our Attorney General, his action brought the administration of justice into disrepute. It took us back to that incident. Those issues must not be treated with lightly, you know. When we see Anil pomposetting himself, you must remember that his actions, the PPP actions, brought the administration, the CCJ put out that statement. Now, I don't know if he appeared before the CCJ since, or he's been banned. We don't know. His actions brought the administration of justice into disrepute. Those aren't easy matters. You remember when your boy Darmlal, you know, wheeled into a particular judge on the Court of Appeal? This judge wasn't having it. He said the judge should be Darmlal defrocked because he didn't like the judgment. Much the same how Jack didn't like the recent judgment coming out of Justice Sandal Kissoon. Darmlal said that justice should be defrocked. This judge didn't have it. The judge had some words. See? Judge had some words with him. Right? In the interest of time, we're going to circle back to that. We're going to circle back to that. 592. 592. We're already there. All right? EU experts are here. They want to discuss how much reform has there been legislatively. Not much, everything to favor them. They have been gerrymandering the boundaries. They changed the residency requirement to suit themselves. Suit themselves. You see what's happening with the birth and death legislation? Anybody know? You go before to shower somebody else and you swear, I born here and I live here. You get a birth certificate. Everything that doesn't argue well to the system, they have done. Those election observers report, especially those internationally, said reform is needed at GCOM. They do none of that. They said they wanted biometrics. Now they're fighting against biometrics. They said they wanted a clean voters list. Now they're fighting against a clean voters list. That's where we are, unfortunately. Right? The experts have said these things should be. GCOM too political, too politicized. They don't want nothing different. Claudette who swing. Sing who swing. Leave her right there. It'll be interesting to see some of what the EU experts, their comments on how far we've come. It'll be interesting to see that in preparation for the general and regional elections. It'll be interesting. That's all we'll say. Interesting. Like this headline coming out of Starbuck News, right? We quoted the entire headline. Government slaps down opposition motion seeking quicker response times from the clerk and the speaker. Right? When you're building your motions and so on, 18 months, 2 years before getting the order paper, that's madness. You think Trinidad would accept that? That is madness. 2 years before a motion gets heard in the National Assembly, and they want to say they're people of good governance. You think the European Union will accept that in their parliament, European Parliament? Madness. You'll be out of office. You got some people saying put them back. Put them back. Absolute madness. Yeah, better catch yourself. But I saw another paper aligned to the regime. Here the headline. It's just a pack of nonsense, where journalism has gone, right? It's just madness when you see the headlines and how dissimilar they are. This one said, I want to quote them correctly, right? I want to quote them correctly. I think they said, let me get it. We're in the notes. There's so much information here. The guy's packing the notes. I don't. Right? But it said something to the effect, opposition loses bid to restrict the speaker and the clerk. This is Times. Opposition loses bid to restrict the clerk and the speaker. Opposition loses bid to restrict the clerk and the speaker. And my Paul made the point, this could benefit us and you when in opposition, that these bills and motions proposed are heard and deliberated on in an efficient manner. This is the business of the Guyanese people we're talking about. We're here in our own accord, right? But I'm happy that Ganesh reminded them that the days are numbered. Reminded them the days are numbered. Take a look and take a listen.
When I stood earlier, sir, and I merely read the motion, I honestly and sincerely thought that this motion would have enjoyed the support of the government side in this house. And the fundamental reason why I believed the government would have supported this motion is because in due time they will be sitting on this side and they will enjoy the benefit of what this motion is seeking to do. You see, Mr. Speaker, the reason why the government side will enjoy this motion is because the people of Guyana will judge them soon at the elections, and they will be judged for their behavior, especially in the most recent action of wanting to appeal a decision that was made by Judge Sandel Kisoon to benefit all of Guyana. The people of Guyana are watching them, and the people of Guyana knows that the ruling Judge Sandel Kisoon made was to benefit the people of Guyana. So they will be judged. They will be judged. And sometimes we forget what is the fundamental reason of us being elected to this National Assembly. It is not because of who want to determine how busy they are. The people's business comes first. And the questions that we put in the National Assembly and the motions that we bring here, it is not for our personal self. It is to represent the people of Guyana. And the people of Guyana have asked us to the questions and motions that they have given us that mandate to put forward. And I say again, sir, that this motion is not a motion with any sinister motive at hand. It is simply to put timelines in place. And I say again, sir, that the government side in the near future will benefit because their days over there are numbered. They are numbered. When you look at the substandard work in the Ministry of Public Works, roads that are broken up after months of being constructed, their days are numbered. When you look at the health sector and how the people at West Demerara Hospital are complaining, and you look at what is happening there, your days are numbered. When you look at the Foreign Service and you look at what, as far as I'm concerned, their days are numbered. When you look at the Honorable Prime Minister and deals with issues, your days are numbered. When you look at the security sector, their days are numbered.
Honorable Member, this motion that want to number.
Mr. Speaker, you make this very clear. I am speaking to the motion because it's a motion to benefit them, the honorable members on government side, when they come over here sooner rather than later. When you look, sir, at the Honorable Dr. Vindi Prasad and how staff members had to write a letter against, sir, when you look at the housing sector and the manner in which house lots are being allocated, where people that their lots are located, their days are numbered. So when you look at what is happening in all the sectors in this country, where we boast about the money, and it can't be felt by the ordinary people, and cost of living is high. The people of Guyana will judge them, and their days are numbered. So when I call on the government side to support such a motion, it is simply because I know days. Sir, let me turn to the Honorable Sanjeev Dattadin. Sir, I don't know if, you know, when I listened to his statement, I drew the conclusion that he was just dashed on to this motion today. This morning in a matter of minutes, and perhaps he didn't get the time to examine the motion properly. But he attempted to speak about transparency. He attempted to speak about transparency and accountability. And he spoke about elections and rigging. I said in this house the last, and I'm saying it again, every one of our candidates that are contesting in the local government election, legitimate signatures. The people are alive and well who signed in support. Time did our leader of the opposition or on national television to apologize to anybody for their dead mother appearing on a signature list. That is what had to happen with the people's. Talk about transparency and accountability. Let us not talk about electoral because the evidence, the solid evidence to support the feet of the People's Progressive. That same honorable member, Sanjeev Dattadin, spoke about the suspension of MPs because of the mace. It seems as though he doesn't recall. Perhaps he should turn where they can probably remind him that Isahak Basir, God rest the dead, was a member of the People's Progressive Party when he went and moved the mace, when he took away the mace from its rightful position. Perhaps they don't remember the People's Progressive Party. That very same Isahak Basir who took a glass from his seat and felt it at the Speaker of the National Assembly at that time. And you talk about
Mr. Point of order, standing order 14. The honorable member is referring to a person who passed. And secondly, he was expelled from the House to not be a member of the House after that incident. So he faced the worst consequences. He was expelled by the National Assembly and not allowed to remain a member of the National Assembly. So do not try to make it seem as if there were no consequences.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, I don't recognize that as a point of order.
Thank you for your protection.
Honorable Member, you may continue.
Thank you very much for your protection, Comrade Speaker. Let me repeat that because it may have been lost. Isahak Basir, God rest the dead, as stated in the Hansards of this National Assembly. It is recorded, was a member of the People's Progressive Party when he removed the mace from its seat and took it and gave it to the Honorable, at the time, Honorable Chedi Jagan, who's now dead also, God rest the dead. He was the one, Isahak Basir, who took a glass and hurled it at the Speaker of the National Assembly. Don't come in here, none of you on that side of the house, and tell us about decorum in this house. Don't come over here in this house and try to paint yourself as though you have done no wrong. Don't do that because you have begun it. You set the record. You are the ones who tried to bring down decorum in this honorable house. That are on the desk. History has taught us that it is the People's Progressive Party that has a track record of no respect for law and order, for the order of business. So don't come here and try to tell us what is right from what is wrong. You have a dirty past, and it is well documented. So don't come and try to tell us about it.
Yep, one and only Member of Parliament, the Honorable Ganesh Maipur. I was doing some backflips there. Just doing some backflips. Old boy block another motion yesterday. You can't even discuss, the recent judgment by Justice Sandil Kisoon concerning the insurance, concerning insurance that we should have as a nation to protect us. You got an oil spill or some disaster out there and other neighboring countries are affected. Folks, we could be rich and poor overnight. I believe with these folks managing the sector, we can be just that. The resource course already lashing we. Could you imagine a motion to discuss insurance for Exxon's operation? A motion to just do that being blocked. It's madness. Absolute madness. The days numbered. Their days are numbered. See, the days numbered. Discuss a little motion. All that giving them trouble. All that giving them trouble. Problems, the days. Indeed, MP Maipol, the days are numbered. Folks, we got to leave it here. Got to run. We're going to see you guys back in the next broadcast today. We got to run. We got to go. We got to skedaddle. Got a packed morning of activities at our end, but we want to say thanks to you guys for dropping by. The days numbered. Let them know. And let me center up. The days numbered, Brenda Moore, let them know when they come to your gate. That former mayor there in New Amsterdam, when they come to your gates, Barbara Pilgrim and co, Chase Green and co, let them know, Trisha Richards and co, the days numbered. The days are numbered. Folks, share the live for us. Smash that emoji button for us. You guys going about your daily business and you need a good justice of the peace and commissioner of votes to affidavits. We want to recommend the Alistair Collins firm. They're down there at the Callion Mall. Monday through Saturday, it's on Lamaha Street between Camp and Waterloo Street. We want to recommend them to you. 649-6410, 685-6448. The Alistair Collins firm. We want to recommend them. Callion Mall, Monday through Saturday. 649-6410, 685-6448. We want to encourage you guys as well to partner with us so we can keep on keeping on at this end. We can continue to bring you these programs, credible, valid information, only for credible, valid viewers and for credible comments. Available via Cash App and Zelle and PayPal, MMG, MoneyGram, Western Union. We want to continue to do this smooth. As I tell you, if you had 130,000 US, stinging by and so on. We got some uses with. Some of you might want to go to the edge of space. We got some uses with at this end. Thanks for joining us, each and every one of you. It's a delight having you folks. We love this. Y'all make the program. We just shop here like y'all. For the comments and so on. Donna and Tony, Romel and Faye, Vincent Booker, Dolly Anderson, good to have you. Yolanda, Marilyn's, good to have you guys. Maxine, folks, stay safe until we see you guys back later on in the day. Stay safe, right? Stay woke out there. Take care. Pace and power, folks. Pace and power. That's our time. That's our program.